Hi Scorpio, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your seasonal tarot check for the months of May, June, July, and August of 2020. So this is for all Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I just want to thank all of you who've been watching my channel, who have subscribed, liked, commented, and shared my videos. I really appreciate you, and I am having fun co-creating with you, so thanks for sharing your energy. If you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted, which is about once a week. However, this week I posted this one only a couple days after a weekly reading. So be aware that sometimes there's an extra video or two in our midst. So here we go for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is for Scorpio. May, June, July, and August. Here we go. Start off here with May and the Lovers. And then you've got the Star card, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Haven't seen that in a while. You go into June with Death, the Eight of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Hierophant. You go into July here with the Page of Swords, then you have the Page of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and also the Six of Swords. August brings in the Four of Cups, the Tower, the Eight of Swords, and the Moon. So you begin here, let's take a look at these cards. You have Gemini, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Pisces. You have fire, water, air, earth. So you definitely have an interesting representation. You know, I feel like a lot of the readings are starting off with May being rather positive. You start off here with the Lovers, and this is like a match made in heaven. You know, I think some of you are going to be getting back to work and being very happy about that. I also think some of you might meet somebody at work and becomes a relationship of sorts, or meet them maybe through work. They might not work directly with you, but it's somehow work related. So for some of you, you definitely have a new relationship coming in. But I also think your finances are going to be solid. If you've been concerned at all about money, you definitely are going to have a new resource coming in. And yeah, you've got financial security coming forward. But you begin here, like I said, with the Lovers card, and it's definitely you know, a time to have reciprocity. You've also then got the Star card right next to it, and this is about wish fulfillment. You're definitely hoping for something. I think hoping for things to feel better regulated, to feel more stable, but also too, you're wanting to have a companion, wanting to have that ride or die, and you're working on yourself. You know, some of you may be doing too in May a time of self-care, getting into salons again, getting pedicures, manicures, things like that, and just doing some overall self-care, and that will feel really nice when it happens. It's going to be time to put down the burdens, okay? I think you've been stressed for a while here. You have been putting on a game face. Some of you, Scorpio, have been putting on this face and saying, you know, this doesn't really bother me, but there's sort of a depleted energy, like, yeah, I was really getting sick of this, and I was accepting it because that was best for everyone around me, but I wasn't really enjoying it. When you come out of this into June, you have a definitely, going into June, a transformative energy. You have something new coming in. I do think it's new love, a new chapter, and there's money here. The person that you meet may have significant resources, or there's a new opportunity for somebody you're with where they're getting new financial opportunities, but there's definitely a new offer here, and that's a big offer. You know, that's a big financial offer. There's financial stability coming in. But it's going to be, in June, a transformative time. You're going to have to give up some old ways of thinking. You know, the old ways have got to go. It's time to break free of patterns. It's time to know who you are if you don't. If you're somebody that goes, you know, I'm still seeking. Well, it's time to know who you are and to not necessarily be seeking anymore. And that begins by asking mature questions about, what do I really believe? what do I really want from this life, and why am I here? Why did the universe give me this life? What is my soul's purpose here? What is this journey about? And I think as you do this, you are going to be putting some investing into yourself here. And it's this Eight of Cups. This is about moving up to higher ground. And I think leaving behind maybe some of the more trite, mundane beliefs, things that used to matter to you, like people's opinions of you, are not going to matter much after this. I think there's a death here of an ego, of an arrogance, of a part of you that was based in fear, based in not wanting people to know who you really are because there was a fear that they wouldn't like you. And guess what? They will. They will like you. It doesn't matter though. That's really not self-esteem anyway. Feeling good if people like us. You're worth it, And I think when you do that, you have this ability to kind of just die into your spirit and be reborn. I definitely feel that you have a rebirth coming in here, and it's huge. And so with this, there's this celebratory air that comes in June, and it's definitely, this can be about an ex. I don't know that that's completely accurate. It's possible. It's possible there's a Pisces kind of lurking around here, but like I said, there's a lesson to be learned here, and that's what this is about. And that lesson is going to free you. Really looking at the areas where you've been wounded and why those have happened, and figuring yourself out more and more. And that's where the Hierophant comes in. The Hierophant is a higher level of authority. It's also a 5. It's a change. And again, this is so transformative. It's earth energy. But this is an efficient, typically like a spiritual efficient. And there's a mind-body-spirit connection that happens for you in June. And it brings you to the next level. It brings you to a higher level where you can really walk free of something that's been holding you back, and whether that be wounds and leading with those wounds, or something like that where you've been tied to something from the past that no longer needs to be there. So in July, you have this Page of Swords card coming in. And the Page of Swords is all about communication. I do think you have communication that will come in. You may get something like an email is what I'm getting, more than a text. It's more than a text. It's like an email with an offer. I think there's somebody that might be interested in you from a work position that's going to bring in some kind of an offer. And the only thing about this is that this person that offers that can be kind of petty. So just be careful with that. I think that it's definitely a communication or a reward of some sort, but you might be skeptical of it. So make sure that you're just following your intuition with that. You also, though, in July, you've got the Page of Wands here, and this is a little bit more trustworthy for a page, but again, there's still that immaturity that pages tend to offer up. But with the Page of Wands, it's a time that you're going to be very creative, and I think your creative angles are definitely going to be admired at work. There's a time, like I said, there's new. This is also about newness, a new adventure, time to almost just, you're going to be the center of attention, I think, really at work, and getting a lot of accolades. So be aware of that. I do think it gives you a little bit of a hard time balancing everything, though. Your work-life balance gets a bit out of whack in July. And that's where I feel like some of this relationship stuff, you have a new offer coming in, but I don't know that it gets off the ground because I think you're focused on the work and trying to figure out money and things like that. But you're moving forward with it. So in terms of, like I said, with work and money, you're moving forward for sure. I think that, you have a commitment that's available to you, but I just don't energetically. We all have our own free will, right? I mean, so the cards are energies. You can exert your own free will and do something different. but I do feel like you get a bit so focused on this work stuff, it gets to be hard to commit to anybody. And I think that there's an offer here, but there's just not enough attention to it. I think that that offer that comes in May, it has, it's kind of shrank a little bit, the excitement around it. And it may just be there just wasn't time to really do much with it. And I think there can be a little bit of sadness. Like, now, don't get me wrong here. What's meant for you won't miss you. So don't feel like, well, with this tower, this is, complete destruction. I think this has to do, like I said, more to do with the ego and letting go of some of the fear and the limiting beliefs that have been keeping you from really attaining what you want. So I do think you get off to a start of wish fulfillment and an offer, and I definitely think the money's stable, but there's still sort of this limiting belief around relationships that it's time to walk free of. Out of this Eight of Swords, it's time to stop with the analysis and go into action. And I think you're going to get clarity. With this Moon card, there's some things that have been hidden and some things that haven't been fully truthful, fully honest and forthright, and the communication does come out. Now, you would have had the Chariot next as a clarifier here, so I do think that you move forward with it. And in terms of a relationship, I'd like to do a little bit more with the Whispers of Oracle to get a little more clarification on that. You are represented by miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. The other person is treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. The two of you combined are get to know each other, learn to meet each other's need for love. And then your overall guidance is receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. So I think what we're getting at here is that you are going to need to, if you meet somebody that you are interested in, you're going to have to give them some time, because otherwise the chemistry is just going to kind of fizzle away. So this is you, and just recognizing that everything around you is a gift. So check in with your self-talk, your beliefs, and are you open to a relationship? Are you ready? So be ready for the unexpected, especially if you're going, nobody's coming in for me. Well, they are if you're open to it. What a beautiful card. So this represents the other person in the situation, and just so you can get a good look at that. Really the guidance about this person is, what you have through the people that you love should be the focus of your world, so when you're too focused on work, there's just not enough balance there. So I do think there's somebody that's worth your time who will come in, but you're gonna have to give them the time in order for it to be sustainable. So be aware of that. And then the card that represents both of you, this is get to know each other. And it's telling you it's a journey that's worth taking. They're definitely worth it if that's what you want to do. But learning about someone else takes time, it takes an open heart, and it does take trust. So then the final card in this, which is receive with love and appreciation, the guidance with that is all about recognizing that this is a signal that you're open to receiving further guidance. So you can expand this guidance by willingly expressing your appreciation. And once you do this, your blessings will be limitless. So it's sort of like, we get what we think about. And so being aware of our thoughts and our feelings. How do we feel? That's what we're vibrating. And that's what we're attracting. So I love you so much, Scorpio, and I will be back in about a week for a May tarot check.